We are now progressing with the Halachot of Pesach. We'll begin now, God willing, for a few days to speak about the Halachot of Bedikat Chametz, searching, and then Biur Chametz, and then different ideas and different Halachot of the like. Halacha explains, first and foremost, we know there's the mitzvah of Bedikat Chametz to search for Chametz. Why do we do this? It comes from the Gemara at the beginning of Pesachim. Even someone who is certain that his house has been cleaned thoroughly for Pesach is nonetheless obligated to perform Bedikat Chametz on the night of the 14th of Nisan, says the Shulchan Aruch. So obviously all of us, all of our wives, all of our parents, all of our mothers have begun cleaning for quite some time. And that's healthy, that's normal. That's what we have to do. We prepare our homes from around this time we start doing the real Pesach cleaning. Nevertheless, by the time of Erev Pesach, most of our homes, if not everyone, is completely spotless, clean. If you want to eat anything chametz outside for the past week. Nevertheless, Halacha says you still have to do Bedikat Chametz on the night of. Before performing Bedikat Chametz, one is customarily already had his home thoroughly cleaned from Chametz, but it's not a problem to do it that night anyway. You don't have to necessarily find Chametz that night. The point of it is to search thoroughly, and the Gemara says you do it on the eve of Pesach. What's the best time for the Bedikat Chametz? On the night of the 14th of Nisan, there's a mitzvah to perform Bedikat Chametz. Although bitul chametz, nullifying one's chametz, is performed before Pesach as well, there's a rabbinic obligation to perform bedikat chametz, a full inspection of one's property to make sure that no chametz remains. This is the Gemara at the beginning of Pesachim. There's a famous run. He explains that mideoraita, either or works. What does that mean? We know that there's a nullification. We nullify, we declare that all chametz is ownerless and like the dust of the earth. That from the Torah works. We also know we have to do the Bedikat Chametz. Obviously, when you search for Chametz and you get rid of it, that also works. The Ran explains that either one of these from the Torah suffice, and if you do either the nullification, just the verbal declaration, or the Bedikat to get rid of it, you've fulfilled the obligation from the Torah. Rabbinically, they came along and instituted we have to do both. We do the Bedikat, and then we say the bitul afterwards. We nullify verbally as well. Why? The Gemara explains and the Rishonim explain that it has to do with we're concerned lest you've come to find a nice piece, a very beautiful waffle or a big loaf of bread that you don't really intend to nullify, and that way, because nullification is something that it pertains to your heart, no one can tell you if you did it wholeheartedly or not. If you didn't search, you didn't get rid of the chametz, but I just said it's ownerless, maybe you'll see it, you might eat it God accidentally, or you might not really have truly nullified it and you own it still. For all those reasons, we do both. Now, what's the best time? So the Shulchan Aruch explains that the best time for it is immediately after nightfall, which is after Tzedek Kochavim, around 20 minutes after Shekiyah. The Gaon Mevilna explains, and he derives it out from the beginning, the first Mishnah of Masechet Pesachim, or L'Arba Asar says the Mishnah. The Gaon Mevilna says, when is there still some light? There's still some light at sunset. The Gaon holds that the best time for the Bedikat is actually at sunset. The Shulchan Aruch and most of the Sephardi poskim hold that it's Tzedek Kochavim, a 20-minute window. In fact, Rabbi Haim, he agrees with the Gaon that maybe perhaps the best time is sunset. But practically speaking, he says, by the time you pray Mincha or everything, get home, you're going to start the Bedikat at Tzedek Kochavim at 20 minutes after Shkia anyway. So it's just in theory, he agrees with the Gaon, but practically speaking, the schedule of how Tefillah works, you won't really do, it's not going to be such a contradiction between the classic Sephardi minhag as well. But continue with these halachot in the upcoming days. Have a wonderful day. Chazak Baruch.